Inside Out 2 introduced us to an incredible new adventure with Riley and her emotions. But many of us are wondering, when will Inside Out 3 come? Are there already plans? And what will we see in that story? That's what we will talk about here. Today in Charlietales, we will review everything we know about the next movie, and of course show you theories about what could happen in it. Ready? Let's go! First, let's address the key question. Are there already plans for Inside Out 3? Officially, Pixar hasn't said anything, but the director of Inside Out 2, Kelsey Mann, has stated that he does want to direct a third movie, but it all depends on the box office success of Inside Out 2. The director has even said that he already has ideas for the third movie. For example, new emotions that were going to appear in Inside Out 2, but were discarded. Taking his words into account, the third installment of Inside Out is almost confirmed. The movie is already a box office success, and had a colossal release worldwide, so it's more than certain that there will be a third movie, and the confirmation will come very soon. But what will we see in Inside Out 3? Well, the actress who plays Joy, Amy Poehler, has stated in interviews that the most logical thing would be for Pixar to move forward a bit in time with Riley, allowing the audience to grow with her. Something similar to what they have done so far. Many kids who watched Inside Out 1 in 2015 are now young adults for the 2024 movie. According to the actress, it would be logical to repeat this pattern with an older Riley, similar to what Pixar did with Andy in Toy Story 3. Many kids grew up with this story, following Andy until he went to college. To me, the actress's vision is the most logical and aligns with Pixar's style. So from here, I will show you theories based on these ideas. I believe that the plot of the next movie will involve Riley entering college. It would be the logical step to see her transition from adolescence to adulthood. This would align with young people growing up with Riley, but it would also work on a narrative level. The Inside Out saga has already shown us that each stage in a person's life brings new emotions appropriate to the situation. In Riley's case, she received anxiety and its friends, as these emotions are more common in teenagers. So logically, if we want to see new emotions, we need Riley to enter a new stage in her life, which is adulthood. And what emotions could we see in a future movie? Well, the production itself has revealed several discarded emotions that never made it into the movies, but could appear in the future. I'll tell you about some of them. For example, love. This emotion represents the obvious, affectionate love towards a person. It was going to be represented by a sweet creature, but they preferred to eliminate it to avoid complicating Riley's story with a romantic subplot. This is understandable since Riley is still quite young. However, for a third movie, love could work very well. They have avoided this theme until now, but with an adult Riley, it would be very interesting. Another discarded emotion was going to be called Schadenfreude. This emotion has a German origin and translates to pleasure at another's misfortune. We're talking about that malicious delight many of us feel when something bad happens to someone we dislike. As we can see in the sketches, this was a mocking emotion and would have worked to show a bit more of Riley's bad side, so to speak. This emotion could be brought back for the third movie, but personally, I don't think so, because it seems more suited to teenagers. Most of the discarded emotions worked for young people, not adults. I will make a video with all these eliminated emotions, but for now, let's return to the adult Riley. Here we enter the realm of emotions invented by me. I believe it would be ideal to add an emotion called resignation or acceptance. For me, this emotion is essential for adult life. Resignation is the ability a person has to accept difficult things that can no longer be changed. Adults use it a lot for things like job failure or a failed romantic relationship. But more importantly, resignation is super necessary to face things like the death of a loved one. This emotion would be useful if the next movie wants to establish something difficult for Riley, like the death of one of her parents. But of course, Pixar is not like that, so they could pose something simpler, like the end of Riley's hockey career. I think resignation or acceptance would be ideal for an adult Riley. But what do you think? Tell me what emotion you would add for the next movie. Moving on to another topic. What will happen with Joy and her friends? I believe that in the next movie, we will see the farewell of Joy. But don't misunderstand me. I don't mean a farewell as if she is leaving Riley's mind, but a farewell as the leader of the team. In the Inside Out universe, we have seen that each person has a different leading emotion. For example, Riley's mom has sadness in charge, while her father has anger. At the end of Inside Out 1, we saw that each person has a different emotion leading their mind. In other words, children in the Inside Out universe start with Joy at the helm, but as their lives progress, the leader can change as their personality develops. With this in mind, it would be logical for Joy to face a great challenge in ceding Riley's leadership to another emotion. I think this idea fits well with the message of the saga. In the first two movies, the plot has been about how Joy tries to keep Riley always happy, ignoring negative thoughts. But at the end of both movies, Joy learns that it is best for Riley to feel all these emotions, not just happiness. All the bad and good things are important for her development: sadness, failure, resentment, and shame. In each film, Joy has had to learn that her emotion is not the only one important for Riley. This message has been faced by Joy twice already, and the third movie could be the climax where another emotion takes command of Riley, and Joy has to accept that she will no longer be the leader. I think this is a very logical message for the type of story being told. It would be like a farewell in the style of Toy Story 3, but without removing joy from Riley's mind. But a question arises. Suppose sadness remains Riley's leader. Does that mean Riley will always be sad? Don't worry, it wouldn't be like that. In the Inside Out universe, we have been shown that emotions are maturing, and in adulthood, they are not so basic. For example, Riley's mom's leading emotion is sadness. But that doesn't mean she is sad all the time, right? The emotions are maturing, and if sadness is leading Riley's mom, it's because she is the most suitable to command. At some point, Joy was the leader of this woman, but later sadness took over. The same could happen with Riley. This idea of maturing emotions was already presented in Inside Out 2. In several scenes, we could see Joy crying or getting angry, which shows that she is evolving. She is no longer limited to just being happy. The same happened with Anger, who showed sweetness at a certain moment. Emotions are growing, and any of them could be the right one to be the new leader of the control center. In brief, this would be my theory for Inside Out 3. We will see Riley facing adulthood, while receiving new emotions to help her navigate this change. Of course, this formula is somewhat repetitive, but in Pixar it's normal. Toy Story also repeated the plot of Lost Toys 3 times, but it repeated it by adding interesting changes. Inside Out is no different. The first and second movies are about how changes affect Riley and the emotions inside her. It makes sense to see a new change that requires new emotions to face the world. But anyway, that's all for today. If you liked the video, you would help me a lot by leaving a like. That would be legendary. Also remember to subscribe because I'll be uploading more videos about your favorite movies. Thanks for listening. My name is Charlie, and I'll see you in the future.